Inter Dominion week, getting out and about, catching up with some of the people. David Miles joins me. Firstly, Dave, look forward to Inter Dominion week?
Yeah, love it. I've only been to two or three where we've competed, but it's a great time. Pity it's in our home state. It's much better when you travel.
It is. Well, there's two sides to that, but yeah, I suppose because you're then not around all the other people with the hotels and those sorts of things. It's a great carnival though, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and it always has been. Going back a ways where I was the junior driver carnivals, which were held in the same week, they were always great fun, and still got lots of good friends from those trips.
They're back this week. They start at Ballarat, I think Tuesday week actually. So they're back, which is great to get the juniors out. There's a little bit of the old time feel about this whole carnival. Trotters, 3 heats of the trotters as well. There's a good build up, like in good sized fields as well.
100%. It's been a great turnout, and good to see the trotters get three heats, which is great. HRV and the Inter Dominion Council have gone with that, which is awesome. And I think it's going to be a great fortnight, and just hope we have a little bit of luck.
Focus Stride only joined your stable back just recently. Must be great to get a horse that's qualified in the Inter Dominion, albeit you'd love to take one all the way through, but to even have one just rock on your door and get him there must be a great thrill.
Yeah, no, it's great to have him back. He was a naughty 2-year-old and a great 3-year-old, and his win at Bathurst in the Gold Crown for us was super. And then he went amiss. He had some knee issues, and full credit to Darren Binskin and Catherine Smith in Sydney. They did a great job to get him back. He did have to have a fair while off, and DJ got him back going good. And Emilio was pretty keen for him to go, and he came back, and he was good first up for us last week. Learned a little bit more about him, and he'll enjoy the 3 runs, I think, in 10 days.
What are your expectations with him, and do you enjoy that side of it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I actually think he'll thrive on it. So he's as tough as boots. He's always had little niggling issues, and he's always run through them. So I really think we'll have a lot of fun. I'm expecting to make the final. I really am. He's drawn a good barrier this week. It's a pity they put the sprint lane back in at Ballarat. Would have been nice to be in front with no sprint lane. If we can hold the front, we're going to attempt to. So obviously quick beginners around us, but if he draws even barriers, and I think he can run midfield or better in all of his heats. And his run last week was great, and I think going forward there's going to be obviously a war of attrition. Some horses don't get through. I'll be disappointed if he doesn't.
What's his Achilles heel, if you like? Which of the heats throws the most fears for you? 1660 at Shep, the longer trip at Geelong, and Geelong can be a tricky track too for that reason. Which would be, I gave a Ballarat's not an Achilles heel because you drew the pole, but of the other 2 tracks, where is it most important for you to get a barrier?
Oh, Shepparton in the mile races. You don't draw a barrier in the mile. If we draw, 3 or 5, 6 or 7 in the mile race, 3 or on the back line, I mean. We're going to find it hard, but and the 2600 doesn't hold any fears for me at all. I think the further they go, the better he'll get. So he's shown us when he won the Group 1 that he was sat parked outside Perfect Stride, who was at the top of his game, and it was too strong for him that night, and he's sort of been found wanting a little bit at Menangle his last couple, and even last Friday night here where they went slow and sprinted home. He prefers the speed on, and he's run second in sub 50 at Menangle. So I think as long as there's plenty of speed on, he'll be thereabouts.
You do your form. You know the form pretty well. You know most of these fast class horses. I haven't told you this one either. Horse to beat in the pacing and the trotting, but also the 2 smokies while you're thinking of those two. Two smokies, and leave this bloke out. Like obviously you were going to say him, but we'll just throw a bit of a curveball to you as to who you want to watch that maybe from an unknown stable or just a horse flying a little bit under the radar.
Well, Hull in the end's been going great for your one under the radar. He was good Saturday night in quick time. He can sit on speed and sprint quickly. He's probably a long shot that I would have thought that might have some chance at, if he gets even luck through the series. And as far as the horses to beat, Luke's teams, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to prepare horses for this. We've had Mr. Inter Dominion and B. Hancock. If there was, the Queen of the Inter Dominion, Luke wouldn't like me calling him that. If the Prince of the Inter-Dominion, we'll call Luke that, and he's him. He just seems to be able to get these horses through the series. So any of Luke's runners are always going to be the hardest to beat.
We're going to know if he watches Campbell's comments. That's for sure after that comment.
Yeah, I'm going to be in the shit for that. Yeah.
What about the trotters? Because I think the trotters are sensational. I think they're so evenly spread, especially when you got a horse like Bolt for Brilliance as favourite, and his last 2 runs have probably been below par. Come over here with a health issue. I think that just about shows what the field's like with the trotters.
I think there's a moral in the trotters. I've said this for 2 months. I think they won't beat Queen Elida. I think she is a superstar. And it's unless only bad luck or her not getting through the series will see her beat. I think she's at least 3 lengths better than anything else in the series.
That'd be amazing in a way, wouldn't it? Like a 4-year-old filly being able to do it. She is a unique little filly, though, isn't she?
She's a freak. She just seems to be able to do whatever Chrissy wants her to do. He can drive her quiet, she wins. He can drive her tough, she wins. He just seems to have so much time in the last lap. And you notice that when he drives her, he's got 100 metres to make up his mind. He's got so many options, and you can only do that on horses that are much better than their rivals. And yeah, maybe it's a step up in class, and she's got to get through the series and all of those little things. But if you race the best 10 trotters in Australasia right now on an even track, she wins.
We call Chris grumpy, a few of us that know him very, very well. It's actually good to see him with a bit of swagger about him again, getting back on a good horse, because he has got it when he gets on that filly, doesn't he?
Oh, he's always had it. He's been one of my idols, and he's taught me a lot over the years. It's great to see him get the recognition, and he's unbelievably good. And the one thing that sets him apart from all other drivers is that he can use a horse up, but then still leave some petrol in it for the end of the race. And it's always bugged me how, I can circle the field and take a leader on, and then I'm dropping out at the 300, and he can do the same, and he can pick it back up and still win a race. So, and that's what you need in these big races, and when they're so even. But I think she's as good a thing in a series as I've seen.
Be one of the great stats. I'm sure people will be going for it. But if the Colours win a Melbourne Cup and then an Inter-Dominion, there wouldn't be too many sets of colours that have been able to do that with Empire Rose and then potentially Queen Elida, and even go further. 2 quality mares, that'd be even better little spin on it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when my dad's colours are very similar, and then when I came to change my colours along, I went with the striped sleeves because of Kingston Rule and Kingston Town and those horses. So I always, when I see those colours, it always reminds you of Kingston Town and the Cox Plates that he won.
Yeah, no, Dave, thank you. Good luck, mate. Well done the other night. What was it? Tuesday night, Breeders' Crown night as well. You had a very, very good night. Good little fillet. You didn't have the best of nights on the Saturday. We'll leave that alone, but I'm sure it well and truly made up for it. You got a double. One ran third to one of the other winners as well. And then even the stable favourite, Majestic Speeds, brought up 2 for the week. So been a good week for the Miles camp. All things considered, that it starts on Monday.
From Monday on, correct. Thanks, Paul.
Right. Thanks, Dave.
Cheers, Paulie.